guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be doing another anti-haul talking about beauty products that are new and launching that I am not interested in picking up. As I say in the beginning of all of my anti-haul videos, I never do these to be negative, to bash brands, or to make you feel bad if these are products that you really want to pick up. I just kind of like to talk about my reasoning behind why I don't want to purchase certain products, because as one human with a limited income, I can't purchase literally every new makeup launch that comes out. Sometimes you gotta make a tough decision, and I just like to share my thought process and how I decide what I'm gonna buy. And of course, if you're new here to my channel, my name is Lauren. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I upload new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so I hope you will subscribe. Come back for more. Make sure you click the notification bell to be notified whenever one of my uploads goes live. Sometimes I don't post super consistently, time-wise, because my life has been really busy lately, so if you want to make sure that you don't miss those uploads, make sure you click the notification bell as well. And with all that being said, let's get into the products I'm not buying. So the first thing I actually briefly mentioned in my recent new and noteworthy video, just as a side note, I did just recently film a video sharing beauty products that I actually do want to buy potentially and that I am interested in, so I will throw that up in the cards as well as in the description box if you guys want to check it out later. But one of the things I mentioned was the new Milani Gilded Desires palette. So it looks like this is a palette for face and eyes. It has a mixture of matte and metallic shades. Basically what it looks like, it's a bunch of eyeshadows and then two highlighters. And the packaging is gold, it's beautiful. It honestly looks even prettier than the eyeshadow palettes that they recently came out with the black and gold packaging. My thing with this is that the color story in it is not anything that excites me. I feel like this looks so similar to the smaller palettes that Milani was releasing previously. They had one that was like everyday eyes for metals or metallics or something, and I feel like the shades in that and the shades in this are almost identical. Also already owning the other two Milani palettes that they just recently launched, Bold Obsessions and Most Loved Mattes. There is definitely some shade overlap in my opinion between the Gilded Desires and especially Bold Obsessions. So as much as it looks beautiful and it seems like the quality is decent, I just feel that it's too repetitive to me. I know Milani is releasing two more eyeshadow palettes sometime in the next month or so, so I'm curious to see what those look like and whether or not either of those has a color story that's more interesting to me. But in the meantime, it's just like, this is just so redundant to my collection. Even if it's pretty, I don't need to spend my money on it. The next product is the new Tarte Creaseless Under Eye Concealer, or Maracuja Creaseless Under Eye Concealer. Essentially, this is an old product that's just been repackaged, and they've been pretty transparent about that. It's kind of the same old formula, but a new look. It used to be in a squeeze tube, now it's in a tube with a wand and a doe foot applicator. And to be honest, I'm really good with concealer right now. I just got sent the entire collection of the Too Faced Born This Way multi-use sculpting concealer, and I have been really into that. I think it's absolutely stunning, and I honestly may like it more than Shape Tape, which is shocking for me to say. Between the Too Faced, the Maybelline Fit Me, the Tarte Shape Tape, and a bunch of other concealers that I have, there is no reason for me to go out and also buy this. I'm really not that interested in it. I don't really feel like there's anything missing from my collection of concealers right now. I'm not thinking to myself like, oh, I wish I had something more hydrating, or oh, I wish I had something with more coverage. I feel pretty good, so this is something I just really don't need to spend my money on, so I'm gonna pass. So I've also seen recently that Chrissy Teigen is collabing with Becca again, and they're releasing some more new products. And they look pretty, but I'm just not really excited about it. It looks like there is a lip gloss, there's like this Bronze and Glow compact, and as much as I love Becca highlighters, and I've also heard good things about the new Becca gloss formula, I feel like I'm good with the glow right now. This would just be money spent that I could have invested in something else that intrigued me more. So as much as these look pretty, it's just not something that is speaking to me. It's not something that feels so super unique that I have to have it. I also haven't heard anybody talking about it. I have no idea if it's any good. Just based on my previous experience with Becca, as I've said before, I'd be hard-pressed to believe that it's bad. But again, it's just not something innovative, new, cool enough to make me actually want to go out and buy it. Speaking of redundant, Lorac Pro 4. So Lorac is expanding their eyeshadow palette collection. They had 3 previously. Now they're releasing the Lorac Pro 4 palette. This one looks very on trend in terms of the warm toned neutrals. The Pro 3 was also kind of warm toned, but more warm yellow. The new one is more like warm red, if you will. It has more of those kind of like berry tones to it in cranberry colors that wasn't as much in the Pro 3. But even still, I decluttered my Pro 3 palette recently because it just wasn't my favorite. It wasn't bad. I think at the time that I got it, I liked it. But then as I got more and more eyeshadow palettes, there are so many things I ended up enjoying using more than that it just kind of became forgotten. The Lorac matte formula of their eyeshadows is very smooth and very buttery, but I find that it becomes very muddy if you overblend it on the eyes very easily. Whenever I used that palette, the Pro 3, I always felt like my eyeshadow ended up looking the same, even when I was using different colors. Just the way they translated on the eyes didn't stay as vibrant, and they just all kind of muddied together, so I wasn't really that impressed with it. I never owned the Pro 1, Pro 2, or any of the Mega Pro palettes, so right now I don't own any Lorac eyeshadows, but I have tried some of the palettes in the past. So I don't know, I just think Pro 4 to me, I'm not gonna need it for any kind of makeup collecting purposes. The color story in it is nothing that's exciting me right now or that I don't already have in my collection, and I didn't love the formula enough of the Pro 3 to make it worth me wanting to pick it up. One other eyeshadow palette that I also am pretty sure I'm gonna pass on this month is the new Fenty Beauty Moroccan Spice eyeshadow palette. The packaging on this looks so stunning. It's basically the same shape and layout as their holiday palette, but the exterior packaging, it's got this really cool smoke pattern on it. It looks so pretty, although it also looks like a giant fingerprint magnet. But this guy retails for $59, which is quite pricey for an eyeshadow palette. And again, the color story in this one, it's more unique than some things I've seen lately, that's for sure. And I do like the fact that it's like spice themed, that it's kind of based on kind of more Mediterranean or Middle Eastern spice market kind of colors and flavors. Like it has a cool vibe. Again, I just don't feel really excited about it. I don't look at this palette and go like, I need to put that on my eyes right now. And when I'm spending $59 on an eyeshadow palette, that's what I want. I want to like lose sleep. I want to have dreams about that palette. I want it to be speaking to me and like waking me up at 3 o'clock in the morning being like, I need to have this. All right, okay, maybe I don't want to be woken up in the middle of the night, but you know what I'm saying. And I know if I'm being honest with myself, the odds are if I was to buy this, I would be buying it because it looks pretty more than my actually being interested in the colors inside, and it probably wouldn't get a whole ton of use. So I'm gonna spare myself and I'm not gonna pick this up. And I haven't even purchased anything from Fenty Beauty before, to be honest. And it's not for lack of intrigue. Like, there have definitely been some products that I have thought about buying, some of their lip products, their highlighters, but most of the time it's just the fact that I have so much already that I've kind of been reeling myself in and holding back. I'm hoping one day they'll release some kind of like sampler kit or something. I know there are maybe a few that have like 2 products in them, but I'm hoping for something maybe a little bit more substantial so I could try out a bunch of stuff from the line all at once. So fingers crossed that that's the thing that will happen. But at least in the meantime, when it comes to this eyeshadow palette, I'm gonna pass over it. And finally, the last product that I am not going to be buying this month is the new Huda Beauty Easy Bake Under Eye Baking and Setting Powder. This guy retails for $34. It looks like it's available in I think 8 shades. And really what it comes down to is that I don't bake my face. It's not a thing that I've ever been into. I am trying to get through a few loose setting powders as it is, and that is a challenge, so I don't see any reason why I would need to purchase this. I don't own very much from Huda Beauty, not because, again, I have anything against the brand or that I don't like it. I just also have been gravitating towards other things every time a new Huda Beauty product launches, and some things are a little bit more expensive, so I just haven't invested the money in them yet. I think if I was going to buy another loose powder, the new Hourglass Veil one seems to be really good. I've heard nothing but good things about it, so that one has me more intrigued over the Huda Beauty one. But yeah, I think a lot of people are probably going to be interested in this and are going to buy it, but for me personally, knowing how infrequently I use powder and the fact that I don't bake, I don't think that this is something I really need. So that is it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I hope it was fun to hear a little bit more about why I'm not picking up these particular products. If they are things that you're really excited about, that's amazing. You do you, boo. You get whatever you want with your hard-earned money. I just think it's always helpful to be mindful that we all have our own unique preferences. We all have our own unique needs when it comes to beauty. So what I want and what works for me may be different from you, and that's totally fine. Again, if you have not already seen my new and noteworthy beauty product video where I talk about products I am actually interested in picking up that are launching in the next couple of weeks, make sure you go and check that one out. I will have it again linked for you in the description box of this video if you want to watch it. If you guys like hearing about and discussing new beauty launches, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. I always really appreciate your feedback. And if you're not subscribed to my channel and you want to see more of my videos, make sure you click that button before you go. And with all that being said, I hope you guys have an amazing, amazing rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.